Hi guys, back with a birthday card today and working on a vintage card as well. Now I've had this rice paper. That was just a bit of lace from my stash there that I was cutting. But I've had this rice paper for age, months, probably even a year, and I haven't even opened any of it. So I thought I'm going to use it today and use that as my colour theme. So I took some um, Stampin' Up! Very vanilla cardstock, which I'm going to vintage up, distress. And now I'm just deciding whereabouts, how I'm going to place this rice paper on. So I decide that I'm just going to cut out those smaller rows of flowers there, and the two of them, and then I just cut it willy-nilly, and I shouldn't have, because I end up wasting that middle section of flowers there, because I do cut it down. Yeah, just realised that then. So I'm just going to cut it down and use those two. Yep, use the score blade instead of the cutting blade then. And it's too wide to have those lacy bits on the edge, so I'm cutting those off. Now I'm just trying to work out my layout here. That's all I'm doing at the moment. Thinking about those, but I don't use them. They can go on something else later on. Yeah, I need something in that strip there. So I'm taking some Steampunk Sepia Blendy Stamp Can. Starburst spray, that's a mouthful. And some seam binding as well. And I'm colouring it up in the same, the Steampunk Sepia. And just doing that on my mat, and then just twirling it around in there. And I want to keep it sort of not level, like straight. Some crinkles in it would be fine. So just sopped all that up and then just put it on that napkin there to dry, along with the lace that I did. And now I'm just going to take the Prima distressing tool and rough up the edges, because it's a distressed vintage type of card. Now, so, well, I have to get out the distressing now, don't I? So using the Distress Oxide inks, and I just put some vintage photo on there, and now I'm going to apply some antique linen in the central area. And then I'll ink the edges up with the walnut stain. But first, I'm going to spritz it with some water, and you can see all the goodness there in the background, which gets covered up and you don't see it in the end, but I know it's there. So I dried that, and now adding the walnut stain around the edges, the roughed up edges of that layer there. And I don't care that the card has torn in places, it just adds to it. So I've got drawers and drawers of flowers in there that I have not used and that I need to use. So I took one out, and as is, I don't like the look of it. So I just coloured it up. And I think in the end, it might have been a bit too dark. I should have gone for maybe a peachy colour or something. Just something not as dark. Something to match the rice paper, maybe. But anyway, it is what it is. I did it, and there it is. A bit too dark for a flower, but anyway, it is what it is. Right, so I'm going to apply this rice paper with some fluid matte medium. And then I'll use some fabric and paper glue there for just to adhere the lace, and I'm only going to do adhere the top section there of that and let the others flap. And then I decided to put and you'll see there where it's a bit crinkled, and that's what I like about the way you ink up the seam binding. So adhering it with the fabric and paper glue as well. And then roll it around the edges to secure it there. And now I just trying to clean up those overlapping bits of rice paper there, tearing them off because they're roughed up edges. Now I'm going to tie a little bow, a little knot, what looks like a bow, with the remainder of that seam binding. Cutting it down now, and I'm going to adhere that with the fabric and paper glue, and that'll dry clear as well. Now, rough the edges up where that rice paper was adhered to, and then I'll re-ink that with the walnut stain. And you'll see the colour there in those flowers. I should have done something like that with the flower. Anyway, now this is the lid of a box that I got. I got a long stemmed rose in a massive long box for Valentine's Day from my husband, and thought I wanted to use that corrugate. So ripped it up and peeled that corrugated section off, and now I'm just going to cut it down to size. So this will be used quite a lot in my craft. So I'll have years of use out of that box. And inking the edges up again with the walnut stain. I think it was the walnut stain. Could be image photo, no idea now. Not as dark as walnut stain, really. Could have inked it up a bit better. Alright, these are skeleton leaves that I had, once again in my stash, that I have not touched for years. And so just having a look at the layout now and making sure that I'm okay with it before I start adhering it all down. Alright, so those skeleton leaves are going to be adhered with glossy accents. And always I work in threes, odd numbers, hence the 3 skeleton leaves there. And now I'm going to adhere this corrugated piece down with some Aleene's tacky glue. Now, while that's drying, I'm going to stamp up the front sentiment with some vintage sepia ink again. And then I'm going to punch that out with the modern label punch by Stampin' Up. And I chose that sentiment for that reason. I knew I was going to use that one, so I needed a sentiment that was pretty much going to fit there. So adhering it down with some Aleene's tacky again. It's dimensional enough, I didn't need to stick it up anymore. Okay, so now grabbing a couple of flat back pearls and going to adhere those with some glossy accents, because There's no stickiness left on them by the time they get on your cards or your work. And they will match the pearl that's in the flower, which is going down now. Yeah, should have swapped that over. Probably still can, peel that off and put another one on there, different lighter colour. Yeah, it is what it is. So anyway, now we're going to do the inside sentiment, and that's from the same stamp set that I used the Happy Birthday from. It's a great set, that. Again, using the vintage sepia ink. And now just going to adhere it down with some wet glue, the Scotch Quick Dry adhesive, only because the sides are distressed. I'm not going to get any tape on there real easily. So now reinforcing it there, burnishing it with my bone folder, and pretty much that. Oh yeah, had to ink around the edges. Just using the whatever ink was left on there after using it earlier. But yeah, a bit darker than I thought I wanted it, so it's all good. Alright guys, I will be back with another card soon, and still working on more storage projects, so keep an eye out for those. Okay, thanks for watching guys. Bye.